Hello yogis, and welcome to this quick vinyasa practice. We are going to start standing at the top of the mat, making sure that our feet are pressing down from all four corners. You might lift up the toes and just feel for rooting down through the balls of the feet, and then curling the toes back down onto the mat and feeling a slight gripping there from the feet up, building the awareness up into the inner thighs, hugging the outer hips, drawing the core in slightly, pulling the shoulders back and down, and making sure that the head is aligned on top of your spine. Hands face out, and we'll begin to breathe here. Inhaling from the feet all the way up to the crown of the head, and exhaling, crown of the head back down into the earth, rooting down. Again, inhale, energize. And exhale, release some tension, settle in. We'll begin our practice today with Surya Namaskar A. We'll sweep the arms high on the inhale, look at the thumbs, and then exhale, fold over your legs. You can bend the knees. Inhale, look forward, flatten your back. You might take the hands onto the shins if you can't quite reach the floor. Shoulders out of the ears, belly draws in. And exhale, folding back down. Stepping both feet to the back of the mat, we'll come into a plank position here. Feel for pressing the heels back towards the back of your mat. Fingers are spreading wide so that the base of all 10 fingers roots down. Feel for the shoulder blades separating slightly on your back. Rib cage draws in towards midline, and the back of the head presses up slightly. Quads are engaged. Breathing here. Good work, yogis. Keep breathing. A little shaking is normal. Use your legs, firming up the quads. Good. Keep breathing. And then from here, we will tilt forward into a planche position, shoulders past the wrists, so that we can lower down all the way onto the belly, coming through the chaturanga position, but lowering all the way down. And then we'll peel the heart up off of the mat for a low cobra, and then exhale, lower back down. The feet are untucked, pressing into the tops of the feet. Then inhale, curling the head and chest. And exhale, rolling back down. We'll take one more like that, pressing down through pubic bone, light pressure in the hands. Spread your collarbones. Exhale, lower. Tuck your toes under. Pull the belly in, lift the quads. And then on the inhale, press through plank and then back through downward facing dog. You might walk the toes in slightly. Feel for pressing the chest through the gate of the arms and back towards the thighs. You might pedal out the legs a few times. Just finding some gentle movement here. Good. Now from here, we're going to take mountain climbers. So we're alternately jumping the knees into the chest. Good. Yes. And we'll use the core. We're going to try to keep the arms still, kind of keep the upper body still. So we're just switching, jump switching the feet and using the core to pull the thigh in close to the belly as we go. Good. Now you can take this a little faster if you'd like. Don't forget to breathe. The purpose of this exercise is to get you warm. And so if it feels like you're working really hard, you're doing it right. Good. Keep going and keep breathing. Keep up the pace. You can do this. Hug the upper arm bones in towards midline. Hug the lower arm bones in towards midline. Lift your hips high. Good. And then exhale, down dog. Rest and recover. We'll take a big breath in through the nose. And a huge sigh out of your mouth. Good work, yogis. So we'll step the feet together from here. We are going to work our way to the top of the mat. So you have the option to jump or step your feet to the hands, halfway lift. Belly in, and then exhale, fold. And again, you can bend your knees a lot here. It's no problem. Just hanging out here, releasing tension from sides of neck, from low back. And then bend the knees a lot, weight the feet, weight the arms, and roll up to stand. Feel for the head resting on top of the spine, shoulders drawing back and open. And then we will run through another round of Surya Namaskar from here. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, diving forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, this time we'll step both feet to the back of the mat and we'll lower down. Actually, let's take a side plank from here. So we will lower the outside edge of the right foot. You can stagger the feet or you might stack, and then the plank, side plank 2, we would hover the left leg. Draw the belly in. Feel for keeping the hips square. And then take the left hand down and we'll come right onto the other side, left side plank, Vashisthasana. You can stagger the feet, stack, or hover the right leg. Shoulders on top of each other, hips on top of each other. And then coming back into plank. Inhale and exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Roll the shoulders open. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in. Sigh out. Good, yogis. Take your rest here. And then we are going to transition to the top of the mat. And we'll just practice jumping forward, coming into a bent knee pike. So we'll come up high on the toes and then jump the hips over the shoulders, which stack over the wrists. And then maybe you can lift your legs up into the air, coming into handstand and gently landing the feet down at the top of the mat. Inhale, root to rise all the way up, and exhale, Samastitihi, hands by your sides, Tadasana. Again. So if you haven't guessed already, this is an express vinyasa. The purpose of this class is to get a workout in a hurry. So if you are sweating and working hard, you are feeling the way I am, and you're doing it right. Utkatasana, inhale, arms go up, hips go back, knees together like you're squeezing something in between the thighs. Feel for drawing your hips down. So that's a posterior tilt of the pelvis. And then if you can draw your hips back, your tailbone back, that would be more of an anterior tilt. So in chair pose, both can be correct, but we are going to go for that anterior tilt here. So pressing the tailbone back towards the back of the room, letting the low back arch, and then lifting the arms up, feeling the rib cage spreading open. So this is kind of a back bending position here in our chair pose. Good. Find your steadiness, breathe, hold. And then inhale, rise up, and exhale, folding in. Inhale, halfway lifting. And then exhale, stepping the left foot back, keeping the right leg forward. We'll rise up into our crescent lunge from here. So making sure the hips are the feet are hips width distance, lifting the arms up and energetically drawing the front thigh back and in as you roll the back thigh forward. Good. Plant the hands to frame your right foot. Step back, plank to Chaturanga. Flip over the feet. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. This time the left foot will step in between the hands. High lunge, second side. Rooting down through both feet. Feel for pressing back and down through the right heel. Hugging the outer hips. And then exhale, plant the hands. Right foot steps up to meet the left, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, Utkatasana. Rise all the way up, release, Tadasana. Let's do Surya Namaskar B again. Inhale, we'll rise, Utkatasana. And then exhale, folding, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And then let's come down and squat. So from here, we're going to practice Malasana into crow. So Malasana, we'll take the knees outside of the elbows or triceps, wherever they go is fine. Come up high on your toes, heels are lifting. Lift your hips high, and then begin to transfer the weight into your knees and then into the hands so that the toes become light and might be able to lift. Take the gaze forward, protract your shoulder blades, hollow out the belly, lift your hips, and then curl the heels in towards your butt. Grip with the fingertips. Good. You can set the feet back down. Come back into Utkatasana. Yes, quad burner. Forward folds, stepping the left foot back, right foot forward, high lunge. Once again. Circle the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, press the knuckles down as you reach your sternum to the sky, look up. And then exhale, diving forward. We'll take modified humble warrior here. So important to energetically square the hips, drawing the right thigh back and in, almost like you would launch off of your left leg. The whole leg is engaged. Press the knuckles back, press the left heel back, and get long through the crown of the head, the sides of the neck. Belly draws in, and inhale, rise all the way up. Good job. Straighten the front knee. And then exhale, bend the front knee. We'll plant the hands and draw the right knee into the chest, holding here for a one-legged plank. High on the back foot, round your back, draw the right thigh in, and then step the right foot back, plank to chaturanga. Upward facing dog, stretch the core. Downward facing dog, flip over the feet. Stretch the back body. Left foot steps forward. High lunge. Feet are hip width distance. Rise. Circle sweep the arms behind the back. Interlace the fingers. Press the knuckles down. Belly keeps drawing in as you lift the sternum high. And then exhale, fold strong arms here. We'll hover the torso over the left thigh. Think about drawing the left hip crease back. Pressing back through the right heel. Active through the triceps here. Long through the back of the neck. Breathe. And then strong legs to rise all the way up. We'll straighten the front leg. That's a relief. Open the chest once again. And then we'll bend the front knee and fold. This time we'll draw the left knee in towards the left tricep. Come up high on the right foot. Draw the left thigh in towards your body. And then step back plank and exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, Adho Mukha. Exhale, down dog, Adho Mukha. Sorry, Urdhva Mukha to Adho Mukha. Good. Step the feet to the top of the mat. Sit down.
Won't do it too long.
So in the effort to keep this class nice and short, we will take it to the mat now for some core work to complete our workout here without taking up too much of your time. So we'll take the hands down by the sides, palms face down, and extend the legs up towards the ceiling. Point or flex through the toes so that the legs can activate. Good, now take the hands up towards the sky. Find Kali Mudra, releasing just the pointer and interlacing the rest of the fingers. We'll lift the shoulder blades and head off of the mat. Draw the belly back down towards the mat and slowly lower your left leg down to hover about an inch or two over the mat. Now, from here, keep pulling the belly down towards the earth. Lift up your shoulders more so that you can take your Kali Mudra, your hands outside of the right thigh. Can you lift your right shoulder blade off of the mat? Stay twisted and slowly lower the right heel down to meet the left. Good. Now point towards your toes. Lift the shoulder blades. Draw the belly down. Press the low back down. Lift all the way up, Navasana. And then exhale, lower all the way back down. Good job. Second side. Legs reach up to the sky. We'll interlace the fingers and find Kali Mudra. You might switch the cross on the fingers. Lift the shoulder blades, lift the head, activate the legs, and slowly lower the right heel down to hover. Belly draws down. We'll take our hands to the outside of the left thigh, this time pointing towards the front of the mat. Lift your left shoulder blade more than you want to. You can. Good. Slowly lower the left heel down to meet the right, keeping the belly in. Good. Now shift to point towards the toes, low boat. Inhale. And then exhale all the way up to high boat, Navasana. And then lower all the way back down. Good work, yogis. Take the feet as wide as your mat. Let the knees knock in towards one another. This is just a nice way to release the low back, release the core. We'll find some pelvic rolls here. So finding that anterior tilt of the pelvis, imagine pressing the tailbone back behind you so that the tip of it presses into the mat. And then the posterior pelvic tilt will roll the tailbone up towards the sky and the low back presses down. Now you can continue this movement of the posterior tilt rolling all the way up the spine and coming up into Setu Bandhasana bridge pose. Press down into the backs of the arms, press down into the feet, and then energetically draw the heels towards your shoulders. Light pressure in the head, energetically rolling the inner thighs down towards the floor. Good, yogis. Slowly rolling from the top of the spine back down to the bottom of the spine. Finding your anterior tilt at the bottom, pressing the tailbone into the mat. And then release all tension. Feet wider than the mat, knees knocked together. You can take the right hand to the heart, left hand to the belly. In a gesture of self-compassion. And we'll find a few moments here of rest. Letting the fruits of the practice sink in. Letting go of any effort. And letting the nervous system return to normal, calming down. Yogis, thank you so much for joining me for class today. Please subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos.